The city was a canvas, brick and mortar transformed into a vibrant tapestry of art. It began subtly, a splash of colour here, a cryptic message there. The annual Urban Canvas Festival had begun, and this year it promised something different, an art scavenger hunt. Excitement buzzed, drawing in art enthusiasts and casual admirers alike. Teams formed, strategies were hatched, and the city held its breath, ready to unveil its secrets. The rules were deceptively simple. Decipher clues hidden within pieces scattered throughout the urban landscape. Each clue led to another piece, each piece a brushstroke in a larger unknown masterpiece. The grand prize? Recognition, glory, and a hefty sum donated to the winner's chosen art initiative. But as the game progressed, the lines between art and reality began to blur, the vibrant hues taking on a sinister shade. Our team, a motley crew united by our love for art and a thirst for adventure, was ready to embark on a journey like no other. We were a diverse group, each bringing our unique skills and perspectives to the table. The city at night was our playground, a canvas waiting to be explored and deciphered. We plunged headfirst into the labyrinth of riddles and murals, each one more intricate and captivating than the last. The graffiti in the dark alleys seemed to come alive under the moonlight, telling stories that only the keenest eyes could unravel. There was Liam, the historian, his eyes alight with the thrill of the chase. His knowledge of the city's history was unparalleled, and he could see connections and patterns that the rest of us often missed. His excitement was contagious, and it fueled our determination to uncover the secrets hidden in plain sight. Maya, the art student, her fingers itching to sketch every hidden detail. Her artistic eye caught nuances in the graffiti that spoke volumes. She saw beauty and meaning in every stroke of paint, and her sketches became our guide, helping us piece together the puzzle that the city had laid out for us. And me, drawn in by the allure of the unknown. The mysteries of the city called to me, and I couldn't resist the pull. Each clue we found, each riddle we solved, felt like a step closer to uncovering a hidden truth that had been waiting for us all along. We navigated bustling streets and quiet alleys, each clue leading us deeper into the city's veins. The urban landscape was a maze, and we were determined to find our way through it. The thrill of the hunt kept us going, and the city's secrets slowly began to reveal themselves to us. The initial excitement was infectious. We laughed and joked as we worked together, our camaraderie growing stronger with each clue we deciphered. The city seemed to be playing along with us, offering up its secrets one by one. Laughter echoed as we deciphered a coded message hidden within the swirling patterns of a graffiti mural. The message was cryptic, but with our combined efforts we managed to crack the code. It felt like we were unlocking a hidden language, one that only we could understand. A collective gasp of triumph escaped our lips as we uncovered a bronze sculpture tucked away in a forgotten corner of the city park. The sculpture was a masterpiece, a testament to the city's rich artistic heritage. It felt like we had discovered a treasure, a piece of the city's soul that had been hidden away for years. Little did we know that this innocent game was about to take a sinister turn, leading us down a path where art and fear intertwined. The city's secrets were darker than we had imagined, and our adventure was about to become a test of our courage and resolve. The game had only just begun, and we were about to find out just how deep the rabbit hole went. The shift was subtle at first. It was like a whisper in the wind, barely noticeable, but enough to send a shiver down your spine if you were paying attention. The city, usually bustling with life and energy, seemed to hold its breath, as if anticipating something ominous. A sense of unease as we stumbled upon a piece depicting a distorted, almost grotesque figure hidden in plain sight, its eyes seeming to follow our every move. The artwork, once vibrant and full of life, now seemed to pulse with a sinister energy. The figure's eyes, dark and hollow, bore into our souls, making us question our own sanity. The clues, once playful riddles, took on a darker tone, laced with cryptic warnings and disturbing imagery. Each new piece of graffiti we encountered seemed to tell a story of despair and madness, The colours, once bright and cheerful, now appeared muted and foreboding, as if the very essence of the city was being drained away. Whispers of a former contestant, driven to madness by the hunt, reached our ears, dismissed as mere urban legend. But as the days went by, those whispers grew louder, more insistent. We began to hear tales of people who had vanished without a trace, their last known locations marked by the same eerie graffiti that now haunted our every step. But the fear, once a fleeting shadow, began to take root. It was no longer just a feeling, it was a presence, a dark cloud that hung over us, growing heavier with each passing day. We could feel it in the air, taste it in the water, see it in the eyes of the people we passed on the street. The city itself seemed to be alive, watching us, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the city in hues of blood orange and bruised purple, we found ourselves in a derelict part of town. The buildings, once grand and imposing, now stood as hollow shells, their windows shattered, their walls crumbling. The streets, once filled with the sounds of laughter and music, were now eerily silent, save for the occasional rustle of leaves or the distant wail of a siren. The air hung heavy with an oppressive silence, broken only by the distant wail of a siren. It was as if the city itself was holding its breath, waiting for something terrible to happen. We moved cautiously, our footsteps echoing in the empty streets, our hearts pounding in our chests. Every shadow seemed to hide a threat, every sound a potential danger. It was there, amidst crumbling buildings and shattered windows, that we found our next clue. It was a message, scrawled in a hurried, almost frantic hand, warning us to turn back, to abandon the hunt before it was too late. But we were too far in, too committed to the game to turn back now. We had to see it through, no matter the cost. It was not painted on a wall or etched into a sculpture. It was hidden, almost as if it was meant to be found only by those who truly sought it. The message was cryptic, filled with symbols and codes that we had to decipher. It was a puzzle, a challenge that we couldn't resist, even though we knew it could lead to our doom. It was scrawled in what appeared to be blood-red paint on the dusty floor of an abandoned warehouse. The sight of it sent chills down our spines, the colour so vivid, so lifelike, that it was hard to believe it wasn't real blood. The message was clear. We were being watched, hunted, and there was no turning back. The game had taken a dark turn, and we were now playing for our lives. The warehouse was a tomb of forgotten memories. Dust motes danced in the slivers of light that pierced through the grime-coated windows. The air was thick with the smell of decay and something faintly metallic. We exchanged uneasy glances, the playful banter of before silenced by an unspoken dread. The clue, a single word, run, was smeared as if written in haste, a desperate plea frozen in time. Our laughter died in our throats. The shadows seemed to stretch and twist, taking on menacing forms. A sudden clatter echoed through the cavernous space, sending shivers down our spines. We were no longer alone in our pursuit of art. Someone or something was watching, toying with us, weaving us deeper into its macabre game. We ran. Our breaths came in ragged gasps, the cold night air burning our lungs as we sprinted through the city streets. The sound of our footsteps echoed off the buildings, a frantic rhythm that matched the pounding of our hearts. Out of the warehouse into the labyrinthine streets, our fear lending speed to our steps. The city was a maze, each turn and alleyway a potential trap. We didn't know who or what was chasing us, but the terror was palpable, driving us forward. The city, once a vibrant playground, now felt like a hunting ground. The shadows concealing unseen eyes. Every corner we turned, every shadow we passed, felt like it was watching us, waiting for the right moment to strike. The once familiar streets had transformed into a sinister landscape. We sought refuge in a crowded cafe, the normalcy of chattering patrons and the aroma of coffee a stark contrast to the terror that clung to us like a second skin. The cafe was a sanctuary, a brief respite from the nightmare outside. We huddled together, trying to catch our breath and calm our racing hearts. That's when we saw him. At first he was just another face in the crowd, but there was something about him that drew our attention. Sitting alone in a corner, nursing a cup of coffee, was a man. He seemed ordinary enough, but there was an air of mystery about him, a sense that he didn't quite belong. Nondescript in appearance, yet his eyes held a chilling familiarity. They were intense, piercing, as if they could see right through us. It was as if he knew something we didn't, something that made him both intriguing and terrifying. They were the eyes from the grotesque painting, cold, calculating, filled with a knowledge that sent shivers down our spines. It was a look that spoke of secrets and dangers, of things best left unknown. He didn't acknowledge us, yet we felt his gaze on us, heavy and inescapable. It was as if he was studying us, assessing us, deciding what to do next. The weight of his stare was almost physical, pressing down on us, making it hard to breathe. As quickly as we had noticed him, he was gone, disappearing into the crowd, leaving us with a chilling certainty. We were pawns in a game far more sinister than we could have ever imagined. The realization hit us like a punch to the gut. We were not just running from something, we were being hunted, manipulated, and watched. The man with the knowing eyes was a reminder that our nightmare was far from over, and the true danger was still lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike.